How's it going, everybody? Josh here with
John.
And we represent Dedicated Health. And welcome to the Dedicated Nation podcast room, still in construction, so that's why that wall's not painted. We went on the world of books and faces to ask you to ask us questions. And today we're going to be answering those. So let's get to it. Okay, let's hit the ground running with Isabel. The one, the only, the mystical Isabel. And she asked us, which food is the most helpful for increasing bicep size? And to our answer is...
Tacos.
Tacos. I mean, you can't go wrong. You got your protein, you got your carbs, you got your taco. Okay, our next question comes from the very own Dedicated Shane. You might have seen him, you know him, you love him, the bearded giant. So, staying positive during your diet restrictions when you're prepping for a show. How did you do it?
I didn't. It's very hard to stay positive. You basically want to eat many small children and a couple puppies. You're not allowed to do this, however. So I would suggest just whistle a happy tune.
And a lot of seasoning.
A lot of seasoning.
I was actually with him during the majority of that time, and anything that had even the remotest amount of flavor was devoured in seconds.
And another question for Shane, or better known as Beardy McGreenhat. He says, Josh, what kind of walls did you hit when increasing food and having to keep your calories up for your lifting meet?
So for all of you who didn't know, I did a powerlifting meet not too long ago, and I had to increase my calories ridiculously high because I lost a bunch of weight before it, and I didn't want that. So the mental walls I had was being ridiculously full all the freaking time. Everyone thinks it's so hard to lose weight, and it can be, but it's also equally as hard to gain it if you need to eat a lot of food. I think I was eating about 5,000 calories a day, but the secret is enjoy the calories you're eating. You are bulking for a reason, so if you're trying to just put on as much size as you can, get the food that you like. So I ate a lot of pizza, a lot of pizza. Not the healthiest, but it put the size on that I needed. But if you're trying to do more of a clean bulk, I would say making sure that you have a fine balance between the healthy foods and the foods that you just really enjoy, because you are bulking, so you should be enjoying it more. And the biggest mental barrier I had to get past whenever it came to just being overly full of the time was drinking my calories. That was a big no-no when I was cutting. So forcing myself to actually drink more shakes to get the calories in when I felt really full was probably the hardest thing I had to do, but it definitely helped.
With me personally, when I'm trying to gain weight, I always add oatmeal to things. My after shakes, whenever I'm doing my meals for my protein shake afterwards, I'll either do a meal replacement, which is a lot of calories. It's a lot of calories to easy get in. And if you can't do that, oatmeal. Throw oatmeal in your protein shake. It's a lot of carbs, good carbs, size.
Actually, this was open, and this is what he, it's in my eyes. This is what he drinks.
Yes, lots and lots of calories.
Lots of calories in my eyeballs right now.
Eyeball calories. Yep. But pounds by rule 1. Come and get some today.
At your local Dedicated, my eyeballs. Okay, next up is the lovely Tammy, one of my personal clients and one of the most dedicated people I've ever met. And the only person I met who, if I give her a $1,600 diet, she gets exactly 1,600 calories. It's like witchcraft, I don't understand it. But this question is for John. What was the biggest struggle when preparing for your show? Food or workout routine? Or either?
The biggest struggle was the workout routine while having a calorie deficit. I was eating very lean. At the end, took all the carbs out. Really, really hard to have any energy for your workout. So I'd say that's probably the hardest part. We were also doing really, really high rep, high intensity. Without the food, without the stuff you need, it's just, it's rough.
And to be honest, like, you did cardio.
I did do cardio.
He did cardio. He walked on a treadmill.
It was insane.
Yeah, it was, I have pictures somewhere. It was a weird experience. Weird experience.
Okay, the next one, still from Tammy, is for Josh. And she asks, for a person whose goal is muscle definition, how many cardio days do you recommend, if any at all? And if no cardio days, why?
Well, Tammy, we are actually about to shoot an entire video talking about this, and it may or may not involve zombies. So I'm gonna leave that for future Josh to tell you. And John. John might get eaten by a zombie.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Okay, also then why is HIIT favorable over running?
Okay, so the reason why is because your body will adapt to whatever you do. So if you run for long periods of time, then your body will try to make you lighter by getting rid of the easiest, most get rid of bull substance in your body, which is muscle. Muscle takes a lot of energy.
It's super get rid-able.
It's super get rid of. Your body, it basically has stickers on it that says getridable.com. Your body wants to get rid of as much muscle as possible because it takes energy to sustain. So if you're gonna run a bunch, it wants to make you lighter, so it tries to get rid of it. And you need muscle. You need lots of muscle. Muscle's good for you. So that's why if you do something like that, it'll get rid of it. But if you do HIIT, which is something that will force you to use fast twitch muscle fibers and force you to actually engage your muscles, and you're not gonna be doing it for long periods of time, you'll burn more fat instead of muscle because you're using your muscle. And also because John will hit you if you don't. Next up is my powerlifting meat buddy and someone with one of the coolest names I've ever heard of, besides his last name, I mean, Casey the Oxendine. And her question is, best way to push past plateaus when strength training. Strength training, plural.
Well, when training your strengths, usually the best way to get past plateau is to change something. Whether you're changing your rep range, whether you're changing your weight amount. I like to change my tempo a lot. That's my biggest change. I will do, say, instead of doing just your regular, like you got a bicep curl, instead of going 1, 2, I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next one, I'll just do regular. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then regular. Just something to change it up and confuse your body.
Yeah, pretty much confusion's where it's all at. Actually, I think we did a Athlete Next plan. We were working out together and we were doing heavier weight stuff. We were doing like reps of 5 and stuff like that. But then we did like a German volume training thing. And I think we both like seen a substantial amount of difference from it, because there's always that common belief like lift heavy, get big. But honestly, it's just whatever you do, change it. Change it at least every 6 weeks or so. Keep the body guessing, and then you'll look like John, and you'll be very, very happy about it. Very happy about it. John's happy about it.
Okay, the next question is from Max Reisinger. If you want to turn your garage into a home gym, what 3 pieces of equipment would you choose?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Do you want to do 3 and I'll do 3? Like we'll both have 3?
Our own, yeah. Let's do that.
So
I'll go 1. I would definitely have some adjustable dumbbells. That is my number 1.
That was mine too. I'm a minimalist when it comes to working out, so I like the adjustable dumbbells, but I guess because I don't want to say the same thing as him, I'll go even more old school and go with a barbell and some plates for my first one. And then I'll do the second one. My second one be a bench of some sort.
He stole mine. I want a bench of some sort too. An adjustable one.
There you go. Adjustable. Okay, so I think we're in agreement. In all honesty, you don't need a bunch of toys to play with. You can make do, and some of the best physiques out there were made off of dumbbells and just a barbell and a bench, really. What would you do for the third? Let's see if we're on the same mark there.
Oh, I don't know. Third, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with my third is gonna have to be, that's gonna be your straight bar. Maybe I can do my deadlifts or things of that nature. So yeah, it's really just your bars.
You just some right weight. You know what? Actually, let's go prehistoric here. Some rocks, some really big rocks that you conveniently can hold with your conveniently large hands. I think that's good.
I think that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, pull-up bar. Pull-up bar. Next up, and probably our last question of the day, is going to be from Tamra with a cool last name, Riggs. No, we're not related. It was surprising to us too. She's also one of my clients, and we had a pretty good workout the other day. Her question is, after our workout on Thursday, my right arm at my tricep is really, really sore, but only when I bend at the elbow. I know it's probably weakness leaving the body, smiley emoji, but wanted to make sure that there is nothing else I should be doing about the soreness. It sounds to me like you're probably dealing with some DOMs, and I've talked to her a little bit about that, so it really does sound like that, and it's not necessarily an injury. So if it's an injury, that's a different story. Consult the doctor or a physical therapist. But if we're talking about DOMs, which is delayed muscle onset soreness, what do you do for your DOMs?
I deal with it. I'm kind of used to it. I'm an old man. I've been doing this for a while, so I kind of feel bad if I don't have DOMs.
Well, to be honest with you, that's kind of the consistency. Like if you're working out hard, you're gonna get sore. And if you stop getting sore, that means you probably need to change something up to get sore again. You can always stretch out, which is always a great option. Whenever you get sore, that's lactic acid buildup. And if you stretch the muscle out, it helps alleviate that. But the worst thing you can do is stop moving. You wanna make sure you're staying in motion, because the moment you stay stationary because you're sore, it's gonna get you all nice and sore again. Just imagine you're sitting down on the toilet and trying to stand up again. It's not a fun thing to do after leg day. And that's why. Because you were sitting there on your phone, probably pooping for longer than you should have been. I know what you're doing.
Pooping. But I do actually like after leg day, it can help the next day to do something very high rep to push the blood back into those legs to flush out all that lactic acid. So if I'm feeling that bad and I'm having a hard time walking or anything like that, I'll go ahead and do, sets of like 20 to 30 of like super lightweight of something, whatever you feel like doing, just to get that blood flowing again. And that'll help ease it a little bit.
That actually, different subject, I went on a tangent now. You used to do that too, just as a training program, didn't you? Like try to get the blood back in the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you used to do?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I used to, basically whatever muscle I was doing, say if I was doing chest Monday, back Tuesday, I would do, when I'd start my back day, I'd start it off with another chest movement just to keep that blood in there again. And then the next day, say his shoulders, I would throw back in there as well for one exercise, just to kind of keep the blood there all the whole time.
Okay, everybody, so that last question pretty much summed everything up. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to ask us some stuff, and we want to do more of these in the future. It's pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
If you have any other questions that you'd like us to answer, or you just want to learn more about me and John, it doesn't have to be a fitness question, you're more than welcome to comment below, and we will answer your questions next time. You can also follow us on the Book of Face, or the IGs, and ask us questions on there, and we'll try to make a nice long list for a future video. Thank you guys so much, and the next times I'll see you, and then dedicated, and just stay dedicated.